Okay, YouTubers, this is Joe from ArtAlienTV. Got a lot to show today. Now I've got a bunch of Gigapans up here. I've got two up, and they're both of the same sol, which is sol 200. I'm going to show you the things I found first, and then show you where to look. I've marked them all on these Gigapans for you, so you can check them out yourself. And I'm sure, absolutely sure, there are loads of things I haven't pointed out yet. I'm only pointing out the larger, more obvious things. Because a lot of these things are slightly out of visual range, are a bit too far away. The images are quite clear. These are raw, and this is the first thing I found. Now this looks like an ape, and it's very strange, and I've got it in the left one here and the right one here. Now the right one, it looks slightly brighter but with more contrast, so there is a slight difference in the two cameras, so they're calibrated very slightly differently. The right one, left one, right one, left one. The right one is slightly clearer, and you can see this is completely raw. And here we have it. Now it looks like a rock initially, but it's not. We have a mouth here, and there are teeth in there. This is a nose, and this is an eye. Now you can see it in both of them, but it's not really until you take a clip and enhance the color a bit that it starts to stand out. And I've got it in here. There's the raw clip in the corner. Now, when you enhance the contrast on this and color correct it a little bit, this is what you'll see. There's the raw image there. Here's the enhanced one. So what I'm seeing here, right, okay, we got that, a chin. The face comes up like this. A rather strange point to the head. A very strange square thing on it there, which may mean this is a helmet or something. And the head comes round like this, okay. And there's very different sort of colours between this part here and here. The face looks brown, like this, and this is blue. And there seems to be an earpiece or an ear or something, some kind of detail here, right? This looks like a helmet, and this here may represent. The square thing on the top of it here may represent something like a communication device. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. The eye is very vague. We can just about make out the shadow here. Okay. This is the nose here with the crease. I think the other eye is just here. Right. Then we have the upper lip coming like that, with a slight downturn at the end, and the lower lip here. Okay, that's the lip, and there are actual teeth in there. They're not very clear. I've brightened this up obviously a bit, but there are some in there, and you can actually see those if you look carefully in the raw image. Let me go back to the Gigapan. Here's the raw one, and you can see there's an eye here. You can see that mouth with the lower lip and upper lip, and you could just about make out 1, 2, 3 or 4 teeth there in a row. And we've got a dark, strange looking sort of nose configuration here. And this, I think, may be the other eye here or up here. It's a bit confusing, this, because as I've shown before, a lot of these Martian kind of proto-humans or apes or whatever they are have quite sort of complex or different nose configurations. They're almost sort of gorilla-like, in fact, and very strange. But you can see that there's a definite difference in colour between this part here and this facial part here and the chin, which is much darker, okay? Even in the raw image there. And you can see that thing on the side. You can see that square thing there as well. Just here, sticking up. And when you enhance it, that really sticks out, okay? Just there. So that's what I'm seeing. It's very strange, but it's not unlike some of the other ones I've shown. And a lot of the ones I've shown seem to be wearing helmets or headgear of some sort. I don't fully understand that, but we've got a definite difference there. You can see the outline of it with some detail here. Like I said, like an earpiece or something coming round like that. And there's inner detail in it as well. Okay. And then there's that, see, even in the raw clip there, you can see that square, and I haven't touched that. That's perfectly raw. You can see that rectangular square type thing there. Okay? Really strange. And obviously when you enhance the contrast, that really starts to poke out at you. And you can really see it. So there it is. How weird is that? Okay? It's sticking right out there. And then the head is an odd shape, or helmet. And it comes around like that. I think this is one eye. This is the other eye. This is the nose. The eye isn't very clear. But the mouth detail is what caught my attention initially, and that's square. And then I thought, wow, it's actually a head with a helmet on. Insane, absolutely insane. And the chin coming around. So it's not very clear, of course. It's quite a long way off. Let's have a look on the Gigapan, and I'll show you where to look. And let's look on the right one. The right one's slightly better. It's right near the middle of this one here, okay? I've marked it here. There's a whole bunch of other things. I'm just going to show you these very quickly. Some of these may be or may not be something. Some of them aren't very clear, but some of them are fairly clear because they're closer. The furthest one is this little thing at the back there. This is a bit far away. There's probably 50 or plus feet away from the rover, possibly more. And we have a strange looking rock with a skull on it, just perched on top, just there. Here's the rock, and there's the skull there with a slight point to it. It looks like a skull. We got two eye type shadows here and other detail. It may not be, of course, but that's what it looks like. Okay, so that one there. Some of these are too far away to be certain. There's this weird shaped thing here which looks animalistic, but I'm not sure what it is. Just here, sticking out, part of this very strange configuration of rock here. So that may represent an eroded carving or something, just there. If I go back a little bit, it's better to go back and then use the magnifier. There we are. Rather strange looking thing sticking out there. So that was interesting. The elephant in the room really is this thing. The pyramid shaped sort of rock here, which is really strange. It looks fake. But what we have here, when you have these compilation images or Gigapan images, which are stitched together out of multiple images, often they are at different levels of focus. In other words, some of the things in the foreground are in focus, like this is nicely in focus. We've got good granular detail here. You can see the grain on the rock there. And then we have this thing, which is sort of almost in focus. And the camera's trying to focus on the stuff behind it at the same time. So it's in sort of soft focus, but the stuff behind it is in better focus. So the camera's struggling here because we have stuff on a mound just here, which is right in front of all this stuff behind. And it's struggling to decide what to focus on, okay? And you can actually see here, this is out of focus, this edge. This, if you look along this part, I mean, on the right here, this is out of focus, and that's in focus. So when the camera moved, it then focused on the foreground here rather than on the background. And here we got an in focus foreground and an out of focus background. The background here is fuzzy. The foreground is quite sharp and in focus. Here we have the opposite. The background's sharper and the foreground is softer. So as the camera moved round, it was trying to decide which part to focus on. And it's on an auto setting, obviously, and it struggled. So we have a mismatch of detail here because of that. You can see that line here where it's in focus granular detail, and then out of focus non-granular detail is just smudged. So that's down to the way the camera works, okay? There's another thing over here which looked weird. Don't know if that's anything significant. Looks like a weird sort of skull or something just there with two eye sockets and a beak. Very strange. Don't know about that. Not a lot of detail to see there. I will take some clips of some of these things. This was an interesting one here. We got this weird rock with a circular rock stuck onto it, okay? It's got some weird details on it that look like a mouth here and an eye here. I'm not saying that's what these are, but this looks like a nose and a possible other eye there, okay? Very weird. And it's just stuck onto the side of that. There. Okay, try and ignore this stuff behind. That's out of focus. That's further back. So there's loads of weird stuff in here. Some of these things are a bit ambiguous because they may represent species that we don't understand. But you have to look at them in order to decide whether they are right. And we can always be wrong with that, of course. There's always the chance you're going to be wrong. But I'm only really picking out the most obvious things here. And this weird thing, this big sort of pyramid-shaped rock is very strange. Very strange indeed. It looks like it was a stand or part of some kind of structure or something. So this is Sol 201. Now, these haven't been uploaded to the Gigapans site yet, so bear with me. I'm waiting for more of these images to come in before I upload these. I've got the two pans here, but I'm going to show you what I found first anyway, and then I'll quickly show you a quick overview of the images I've got, the raw images as well. And I will put raw clips of all these things that I found in at the end of the video next to the enhanced ones as well anyway, okay? So you can see that I haven't really enhanced these very much. I don't enhance them a lot. Now, this is a really strange one. What we have here, I don't really understand this, but it looks like some kind of carving here with another weird thing next to it. There's the raw clip. This is from the left one, and the left one is very yellow in this for some reason. It's got a real yellow tint to it. Now, this is hard to focus on because it's a long way off and it's quite small. We have a head here with two eyes and a nose and a mouth. It's very strange. And then we have this thing here with what looks like a beak. I don't know if it is a beak, but this kind of looks slightly technical because it's got like almost like a screen-like part there, like goggles or something. Okay, very weird. And this here, and I'm not sure if this stuff here is joined, but it's very, very strange, and I don't quite understand what we're looking at here. There's some weird parts to this as well coming off like this. Okay, very weird. I really don't know what to make of this. It's very, very strange. Not really sure about this. The detail isn't great, and even when you enhance it, it's really hard to get these details to come out. It's a long way off, and these things are not that big, okay? So I'm not really sure about that one. That's very strange. Then there was this one there. This looks like a broken statue to me. This is the top, obviously. Got an ear just there. Chin. Eye. Nose. Mouth with lots of complex detail like broken teeth or something, and then the head would have come, I think, to there, right? But this part's broken off here, okay? And this may be part of it here or over here. We've got this strange thing next to it with weird details like that, right? So that's what I think it is. And if you look in, if I get rid of all that for you, I'll go in a bit closer, and you can see that there is eye detail here, which I haven't added. I'll put the raw clip next to this in the closing sequence of the video with all the other clips. You can actually see, if you look carefully, there's a sort of slit there, like the eye's shut. And there's the eye socket coming round. And we've got a nose. We've got what looks like lip detail, but with some complex parts in here, which looks kind of broken or something. There's something weird going on down here, okay? Lots of detail in there. And you can just about make out, there's the eyebrow here. You can make out the other one there, like this. And the eye socket, but you can't make out any eye detail really. It's too dark. And then there's this thing obscuring the side of it. And this is broken here. And that's the top of the head. And that looks like ear detail just there, with inner detail. And then the neck there, and the chin's all kind of damaged. We've got nostrils, one here, and the nose comes up like this. Okay? There we have it. Unfortunately, the detail isn't that great, but we may get close-ups of some of this stuff as the rover moves round. So that would be interesting. I'd like to see that. Okay, so there was that one. The broken head, if it is a head. I mean, it looks like one to me. I could be wrong. Then there's this one. Now this is a good one, and it's quite a long way off. Here's the raw image just here. It's got a weird sort of head next to it as well, right? And the head comes up like that, wearing a helmet. Another one with a helmet on. Let's look at this one in the middle. This is the enhanced clip. Now this is quite a long way off, and it's not that clear. This is probably 50 to 100 feet away from the rover, so we're not seeing a lot of detail, but this is quite large, I would say. It's bigger than human size. And we've got a clear helmet coming right up, nice curve on top. We've got what seems to be a nose piece coming down. Big, prominent, dark nostrils. Eye here, another eye here. And there is some teeth or mouth detail there, but unfortunately it's buried. But we've got a cheek plate coming around there, and I think one coming round to here. So this is a helmet, and there's some detail at the top there, okay, and here. Unfortunately, we've got this weird thing next to it. Now, I don't know what this thing next to it is, but it looks very strange. Okay. Interesting. How interesting is that? Then there was this one, which is my favourite of the lot, which looks like a carved dog or a similar animal. Okay. And this is a bit closer to the rover, so we're seeing better detail than some of these other things. It's a bit closer and a bit larger. It's quite long. Now, do I need to draw around that for you to work out what it is? I'll do it anyway. Nose, mouth, chin, eye, top of the head, ear, body. Let's do that bit again. Body comes right there. So this was a long carving of what looks like a dog or similar creature. Now, I'm not saying it is a dog. I can't prove it's a dog. It might be something else. I don't know. But I'm calling it the Doog, okay? D-O-O-G, because I'm not really sure if it's a dog or not. It could be something else. It may not even be an animal. It may just be some random rock, but it looks like another carved animal, and there have been quite a few so far in this area. About a dozen, in fact, carved animals so far, including the dragon and other dogs and things that look a bit like hyenas and cats and apes and things like that. So a lot of these things are probably carvings, but some of them may actually be mummified, like that ape I showed you. Now, depending on your point of view, you may think that seeing carved animals is weird everywhere, but it's not. In ancient cultures, you can go anywhere, to ancient Greece, ancient Iran, like I've been all over North Africa and Turkey, Greece, and places like this, Italy, Rome, and even in the UK. You go to ancient sites, Roman sites, and ancient Greek sites, and ancient Egyptian or ancient Persian sites, like some of them, like you get at Ephesus and places like that. A lot of there are carved animals all over the place, on things, in things, carved into things, carved out of things, sticking onto things, sticking out of all over the place, as well as loads of ruined structures and columns and buildings, which are largely buried. You see carvings of animals everywhere, so that's perfectly normal. So I would say the majority of these are actually carvings. They're not mummified, okay? Let's darken it up for you, and I'll put a darker edit in as well. Let's go in quite dark. There we are. Now you can see that eye and the nose sticking out more, and the mouth. If that's what it is, it may be an optical trick, who knows. So there's the Doog, there he is. And you can see all that in there. You can see the eye, the mouth, the nose, ear, and body coming back here. Okay, that's the Doog, there he is. So there's a whole bunch of things in here, and I'm sure there are more, but this is only part of the Gigapan. These things are all over Mars, not just in Jezero Crater as we are today, but in Gale Crater. This is Gale Crater, the helmet. Check out the battle helmet. I've recently put that one up on the Gigapan site as well, so you can check out all the images for that. I actually found that years ago. But people are struggling with this one, the Reptoid. Some people were really against this for some reason. I think it scared them. It's a bit scary looking, and has piranha-like teeth. So check that out if you haven't seen it already. And check out the Mars Lion. This is the one from Gale Crater, which I found recently. and only a week ago. And this is not only a very cool looking lion, doesn't quite look like an earth lion, but if you look at Asian art and art from places like China and Japan and Korea and places like that, their lions don't look like our lions, okay? We depict them in a different way. And this may often be the case as well on Mars, where the artist may never have seen a lion and may be doing a depiction of a lion that was copied from a model or something, which may have been inaccurate. This often happened with artists. Often in different parts of the world, artists would copy an animal or what they thought an animal looked like, whether it was an elephant or a lion or whatever, and often they wouldn't look much like a lion. And if you look at some of the art in East Asia, Southeast Asia, and places like that, some of their carved lions are very unlion-like. They look more like gargoyles and look almost dragon-like as well. A lot of the features are wrong, okay? But their lions may have been different from ours anyway. So check that out. And even if you don't believe that is a lion or something similar, like I said, it has carved letters on the back of it, so check it out. There are a lot of these things around, lying around in amongst the ruins and buried structures. And a lot of these would have been on top of buildings or on the front top wall outside, near the entrance and that kind of thing as well, okay? So that's what we have, and I have multiple examples of it, not only now in Jezero Crater, but also in Gale Crater going back many years, okay? And some of these things are quite large and a bit scary, and some people get a bit freaked out by them. I do as well sometimes. This reptoid is very large indeed and has piranha-like teeth, so check him out if you haven't already, okay? Him or her. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please share on social media, that really helps. Thanks for watching.